I call this meeting to order of the Madison College Student Senate General Assembly. At this time, I would like to begin roll call. If you would, Vice President Yellowtown.
Roll call starts now. Executive Council, President Brito,
Here I am.
VP Tao, President. Vice President of Legislative Affairs Hashmi, President. Vice President of Team Development Salifu,
Present.
Yep, that's perfect.
Vice President of Public Relations Jackson Winters,
Present.
Advisor Cole.
Present.
Move to tracks campus, Senator Avila. So we.
No Angel today?
No, he waved his hand.
Oh, he's just, okay, it's not my screen fully.
He sent present in the chat.
Okay. Next, Senator Sierra Brunner,
Present.
next, Senator Raptor,
Present.
next, Senator Valario,
Senator Villarreal is present.
next, Senator Richios,
He is absent.
next, Senator Matson,
Present.
next, Senator Patino,
I think he's gonna be a little late.
Senator who?
Andy.
Oh, okay.
So Mark,
Oh, yes, he'll be late. So basically, for reference, everyone, it's kind of the Lando situation over again. He has a class during that time, so he'll be doing the same thing that Lando did last semester.
should we mark him as late or absent?
Yes,
and then
late.
Turn to late.
Oh, we should mark him as absent and then turn it to late once he comes. You're right. That's
Okay.
what,
Cool, I just wanna make sure.
you're right about that.
next, move to regional and metro campuses, Portage Senator Crowder,
Present.
Reedsburg Senator Stacy Brunner,
Present.
Fort Atkinson Senator Dirks,
Present.
Goodman South Senator Bissonnette,
Present.
Quorum met.
Thank you. I like your art in the background, Sylvia. Very, yeah, got good line work. Okay, moving on. Our roll call is there. Approval of previous meeting minutes. Lando came up with it there. We have a very big meeting, so I thought we could just scroll through it quickly. You'll see there many of the normal things going on. There's our normal reports talking about office hour rules. We try to get inclusion belonging alert coordinator through your plan discussion. Everyone gave reports on what's going on with the Senate elections and the town hall. So please refer to the notes for that. The biggest thing that we probably want to go over is scroll down, please, to unfinished business. Yeah, so, oh, yep, we did the winter retreat recap. We talked about stipend reviews. We're going to continue doing the 3-year plan stuff. We did elect Lando to be our governor, and I think Declan's our temporary vice governor or lieutenant governor, I mean to say. We talked about, Andy joined the Senate, and then we have we talked about the legislative seminar, so that's really good. The last thing for non-business is, we talked about election, but that's pretty much it. With that, do we have an approval? Sorry, I would entertain a motion to approve the previous meeting minutes. Motion to approve, second for VP Jackson Winters. Thank you very much. Any discussion?
You could read from here.
Hmm?
You could read from here.
I don't have my glasses, but I'm
Wow.
surprisingly good, I say.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so any discussion on that?
Just to remember
Here-
to look at the screen, because I had my hand up before the motion started, and I was gonna
I'm
make
so
a
sorry.
motion.
Sorry, the problem is that when you put your hand up, it actually goes behind me. So that's why. So I think what I can do, it's not looking at the screen. You are right. I should look at you, but I now know how to solve that. So my bad. I got you. Next time. Don't worry, you get prio for the next motion, okay? Okay. No further discussion. Then this motion passes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Motion carries, unanimous approval. Okay, moving on. Approval of the agenda. So this one is an amended agenda. I'm proposing it to you, so it doesn't need a motion formally, but a motion to approve, sure. So this is the amended agenda. The biggest thing is that we put Jada Ramos, our representative, the president of Performing Arts Leadership, on there. We want to make sure she has the time that she needs. But on the second page, you'll see we made room for the halal food discussion, and we cut off another section so that we can actually have some time to talk about that. So I wanted to have time to talk about it, and then next week will be the presentation of the resolution. So we can build a better one, talk to people, get it all set up, and then we can send it to Sylvia right afterwards.
Dr.
Sound good? Dr. Ramirez. So are we all good there? Are we okay with this? Do we have a motion to approve? I would entertain
Move
that.
to approve.
Yeah, I think I saw
I
first
second
from first from Senator Crowder, second from Senator Dirks. Any start discussion? Hearing none, voting unanimous approval. If no one opposes, this motion passes in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Because I'm going fast, we're trying to keep time going today, so you get your discussion today. Okay. Okay. With that, we can move on to public comment, student activity board bylaws update. Jada Ramos, the president of Performing Arts Leadership. Let's give her a round of applause because she's a performer, she did really good in the role in the play last year, and she's going to be doing cabaret in the next week or
Week from tomorrow.
a week from tomorrow. So sign up, get your tickets. They're free.
Do we have the document? Could you put
Look behind you. We
Okay,
got you set.
cool.
Thank you,
So
Cole.
yeah, anything that has been amended, is in red here. So I guess I'll just go through these really quickly. First, Article 2, Section C, we just added, I'm saying we as in Kai here was the one that did all of this editing and amending. And we voted on it, but, so for Article C, the Student Activities Board is co-chaired by a college vice president or their designee, appointed by the college president based on the position of the college, et cetera. That's just kind of, if there's a stand-in necessary, then, that's basically just giving them power to have them, like, if it's Ellie that they need to run it for that thing. Article 3, Section 2, that was just an additional bit of grammar. Article 3, Section 7. This one was to forward budgets for the approval veto of the student senate, which includes the total budgets only, not line by line approval or veto. My understanding is this is more for the power balance for it to make sure that it stays fair. So if we're voting on our budgets, then they can't just say, okay, we all agree to vote and approve it if we don't include this part. It just keeps it fair for the each organization. Then we had all the way down here. This is another grammar thing. Just what's this? Yeah, Article 3 membership. Yeah, that was just to keep it consistent with representing all clubs. And then we had, we're just searching for the red. So Article, whatever this is, Section C4, financial advisor to be appointed by the Madison College Budget Office. This is because currently we have a stand-in financial advisor, Usman, who, because who is it? Okay.
It's supposed to be, yeah, in what it was formerly was the director of the budget office, but Cody is new. And because we had personnel shift, it made sense to have Usman be that person.
Right. This was mostly written in just to have what decision we made for that, be compliant with our bylaws. The Section 5, Administration Coordinator for Missing Money Michelle acts as the board secretary. Currently, that's Deanne. And it technically was not in compliance as it before had stated the administrative manager, which is a limiting role title. So right now, an administrative coordinator is just a title that kind of applies, well, for Deanne or anyone else that would need to fill in that position. And we have, I'm going through this fast. If you guys need to stop and ask questions too, that's totally cool. Article 5, Section 5, we have any remaining funds above the maximum amount allowed to, or amount allowed to the contingency will be available for spending to benefit students or one-time reductions to give back to the student body. This this was to specify the intention of if we have more money than we are allotted, this is just clarifying that, if we reduce the student activities fees or however we are giving back, just making sure that it's money returned to the students. We're just stating our intentions there with that. Then here's the
Big ones.
big ones. Could we scroll down just a little bit? Thank you. Section B, I'll just read the title for this. Allocations for the coming school year shall be on the basis of student activity and incidental fees projected in spring of the preceding fiscal year. First, SAB organizations should practice fiscal responsibility and plan to increase their budgets by no more than 10% in the upcoming budget year. This is kind of just we're trying to guarantee stability with it. So oftentimes how I've been informed of it, it's been, we have a bit of a deficit with the organizations. They are a bit under their budget or they spend a bit too much. So they ask for more in the next year and then they have way too much money. So they ask for less. And it's kind of been one of those, if my understanding is correct. So this is just to keep it as, reduce the future budget as needed. 2, we have if an organization needs additional funding beyond the 10% increase limit, the SAB may approve that specific budget request with 3/4 approval of members. I think a big part of this was protecting smaller organizations with smaller budgets. It's just kind of nuance. If there's for example, the Clara and Yahara, those guys have a lot smaller of a margin of 10% versus the athletic department. They have very different leeway there. So if they need to spend a little bit more, we can vote on it and approve that if necessary. It just gives a bit of nuance. B3, if an organization's budget has been reduced in the year prior, the baseline to calculate the increase shall be set at the prior year's, so 2-year operating budget, so as not to further penalize the student organization. This is basically, if they're asking for an increase, it's not based off of the previous year where their budget had been reduced. We're starting with a baseline that they had already been at before their budget was reduced. Just, not to penalize them further with that. And then all right, E, section 1. This is just another specification. We had any officially recognized student organization may request additional funds to cover necessary costs of living increases, special projects, or additional programming, and those requests must demonstrate how the additional funds will be used, etc. This is just making sure that we specified that it was the requests. K, any organization whose year-end balance is negative in an amount that exceeds 2.5%, that was changed from previously 5%. I'll explain that. Of that year's expenditure budget will not be eligible to request any additional funds beyond their current year budget baseline in the succeeding year. This was to keep. This is keeping our organizations accountable for their actions and their spending habits, so they aren't overspending. We give them we give them a bit of leeway just to make sure that they, in case they need some printing that is going a little bit over by a couple margins, but actually,
Sorry.
you're okay. We had it originally at 5%, but we reduced that down to 2.5% just because there is such a large margin for some of our larger budgets that we felt 5% was a bit more feasible and kept them more responsible with it. Then we had this one's kind of a bit more direct, a bit targeted, but so no student activities and incidental fees shall be used to support classroom activities or programs where students would receive academic credit. This, in my understanding, is partially, it's because student activity fees do not cover tuition and classroom activities or programs with academic credits. But also, I know this is specifically partially in response to the simulated participants program, which was something that PAL had done in previous years that was just not really affordable in our budgeting. Then we have budgets are to be forwarded to the Student Senate for approval at least 4 weeks prior to the last day of regular classes of the spring semester. We changed that from 5 to at least 4 because 5 weeks before that gives us an extra week to, if we need to vote on things or if we need to discuss more, it just gives us some more time to make sure that we're not rushing our budget approval. Then P, should Student Senate take no action within 4 weeks of receiving the budget will stand as approved. I believe that was just a grammar fix again. Okay, Article 6, Procedures B. The SAB shall create a living document of budget policies and procedures to internally develop specific policies and practices to ensure the financial health and well-being of the organization. From my understanding, this is mostly to promote autonomy in SAB. For things like this, if we're making smaller decisions, say we're voting on a thing that kind of goes all together, we don't need each individual thing to be voted on and then approved and sent to, say, be presented to Student Senate. We can just have these things in a living document that can then be looked over. Just to make sure that we're keeping our own autonomy within SAB. And then Article 1, this document shall be managed by the Student Activities Board co-chairs and maintained up to date with any changes for the Student Activities Board secretary. That's just kind of saying who is in charge of this and managing this document. And 2, any updates made to this document shall require a 3/4 approval of members. We have all of our things set to 3/4 of our active voting members of SAB. We just kept that consistent with what we usually have it. And I think final thing here, that's also another thing to do with voting. A 3/4 majority of all of the voting members of the SAB. This is just added specifically to, from my understanding, there are sometimes during, say, the summer, we have moments when there are things, when there are fewer organizations present to make decisions. So we just want to make sure that we have at least 3/4 of approval from all of our voting members rather than just those present. Thank you. Questions, you can direct them at Kai.
I do think a number of people have questions. So let me just say this. So to the people online who are making recommendations to the bylaws changes, I just want to let you know the process of this. The way it works is it needs to go to the SAB for approval. Then it goes to the Student Senate. Then it goes to the college president. Then it goes to the district board. We are at a very important timeline here where I asked you, Declan, if you had any edits to the bylaws and you didn't give them to me. And now we're at a point where if we don't pass them now, what will happen is that, well, they could get rejected by the college president outright. So if we don't get it ready for the March board meeting, if we don't get it ready by we have the April board meeting and it could still get passed by April board meeting. So that could be fine. But if we don't get it passed then or anything like that, then we won't really have a chance because it'll be a whole nother year before the next Student Activities Board probably feels prepared to have a bylaws change. Is this something that you think is very truly necessary, or do you think it would just add slightly more clarification? Because if you really do think it's necessary, we can send it back. But if this is clarity and all that stuff, I would ask that you consider this. Yes. Is there someone online?
It was just me.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at we're talking about the first one about the student organization being open, that's.
Yes, open to all students, yes.
So to clarify, Student Senate is open to all students as all students are able to attend our meetings
Mhm.
and participate in aspects that don't involve them being on positions. The
Yes.
positions themselves are a supplementary aspect. So just to be
That's true.
clear, all students are open to attend Senate meetings regardless. What we're referencing here for holding certain degrees in GPA is to be a part of a position, and that is separate from being able to be a part of our organization.
Okay.
just to be clear here.
Does that make you feel better, Doug?
Yes, absolutely. That was my other interpretation of what it might mean to be open to all students, that doesn't necessarily mean participating in the most direct sense. So really, I was just asking for a little bit more clarification on that. I
Okay.
was aware that we're on a crunch timeline, so.
Okay. Do you think so? Are you opposed to that?
I think it could remain the way it is. I don't want to hinder the process.
I think that what we should do is you should look through it and give your recommendations for anything that's not super important. But if you think something in there is bad, you should definitely point it out. Like, I'm totally down for that. But if it's cosmetic, I would ask that you hold back for now. That's the only thing. But we won't actually vote on this until later on in there. So, because that's just the way our agenda's set up. So, you're free to stay if you'd like, but I don't know if
I have a
you.
meeting in a couple minutes.
I had a feeling that'd be the case, but you will be the first to know outside of our student senate about whether or not it passes.
Woohoo,
Sound good?
I appreciate it.
Okay, no, thank you. I appreciate you taking the extra time. So Jada did quite a wonderful job, so let's go ahead and give her another round of applause. I'm just gonna find you a super today, so. Are you gonna be performing? Okay. Why did it sound like you weren't excited for that?
No, it's just kicking off. But you know what? Good luck with this.
Okay, well, we appreciate
Have
you
a good
coming.
time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Senator Dirks and Senator Rafter for your comments. Moving on, team building activity, do you have anything planned?
Yeah, Annette.
Annette,
Yeah,
Annette
I do
has
my
something
voice to
planned.
Annette.
Yes. So please share something that's on your bucket list. You don't need to explain it, just share what it is.
Who goes first?
I'll start. My bucket list is to go to Africa someday.
Yeah, I can go with you. I'll give you a tour.
She's not coming to this meeting? No, it's not that yet. You know, you could do that this summer.
Oh yeah, they had that program for Kenya.
They're expecting you to send an application, by the way, just so you know.
I can't. My daughter is getting married at the end of it. When it was in August, I could. But then when it got moved to
Oh.
July, she's getting married July 26th.
I see. Sylvia would like to visit Tokyo. I would like to visit Tokyo as well, but that's not my bucket list.
Me too, I would like to visit.
Yeah, Tokyo, it's the food, it's the food. it's-
Number four,
Oh.
anime. I love anime. I could die for anime. Yeah. So I wanna go for the anime world.
Okay.
Yes, I love football basket, even though it's not like a fighting one. But right now, I'm looking at the games and I'm watching Solo Leveling.
Lando, you're
Solo.
planning to do a drift?
That's technically a Korean one.
It's good.
Mm,
It's good.
Tokyo Drift. Who else? Quinn, what's your bucket list item? We can come back to you.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're called?
Jose, yeah, he said.
Oh, sorry.
No, Jose, yes.
No.
No.
Go for it.
Yeah, he said, when Anna
Sorry.
asked a question, he said him first and then, yeah.
Who did?
Jose.
Jose. Oh,
Yes, Jose was really.
I had on my bucket list since I was a young child was to study abroad.
Oh, that could also be coming true pretty soon.
Yes, that could be coming true, in the next couple weeks, I should. get an answer.
Okay.
Yeah, do you have a country in mind?
Yes, the country is France, the city is Dijon.
Ooh, you
Like
like to
the
speak
mustard.
French?
So, yeah.
Great.
I will need your help.
Yeah, I can teach you French, definitely, yeah. Welcome.
Well, we'll-
No, he says it's really.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do actually, on my bucket, learn another language.
Learn another language. He's learning Python right now.
I'm learning Java.
Oh, Java.
Much, not as beautiful a language.
Okay.
That's great.
Learn another language, okay.
Who's your professor?
Advisor,
Professor Peterson?
Hated.
Oh, Jeff Hewins.
They say the best way to learn a language is to get a lover who speaks that language.
True. Alright.
That's not.
Okay. In the next 5 years, we're gonna travel to a city with, neighborhood within Helsinki that is where one of my last names is from.
What is Helsinki?
Finland.
Finland.
So Kallio is like an area of the city, and so in the time back then, when you moved, your last name became the city that you lived in. So that's the last city my family lived in before they came to.
So does that mean that in 5 years you'll still be at student senate, or is that
No,
like the
he's
timeline?
moving.
That's what I'm seeing.
So you're moving, okay,
Well, I'm
so.
not moving, no, I'm just gonna go visit.
Oh,
I'm not
okay.
gonna move.
Yeah, you,
Okay,
I made it sound like,
oh.
I thought you said you were moving.
Me
so
too, I
I'm
thought
like,
the
oh,
same
yeah.
thing. That is
Oh.
great.
Okay. Who's next? Oh, Andy, what we're doing is sharing something on our bucket list, so I want you to go right now.
Right now.
No, I'm just kidding. You
I
can
mean, I
take
can do
one.
it right now.
Okay,
We're almost
there we
there.
go.
You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, ready, go.
Bucket list, top of the list is gonna go back to Spain.
Go back to Spain.
Yes. I love
Where in
that.
Spain?
The southern part, Sevilla.
Sevilla, okay. I've been to Malaga for a wedding. Well, I was about to go to a wedding, but I know people in Malaga, so.
The southern part's the nicest part.
Yeah, exactly. It's right next to the coast. Yeah, okay.
You're Spanish?
Who's next? Anyone online? Let me see. Oh, Declan would like to make an art piece that gets featured in a gallery. You know, thank you for telling me that, because we can make that happen. I'm the kind of guy who makes things happen.
Let's make your celebrity.
I'm just saying that we can make something happen. Just wait, you'd be surprised. Let me finish taxes and we'll
Yeah, bring that money, that taxes money.
It's true. Okay, some people in the room that haven't shared. VP Tao, do you want to share now or do you come back to you?
Be an astronaut.
Be an astronaut.
Wow.
Okay, he's gonna start with a PhD and then he's gonna solo level up to space.
I mean, I can go close because we say that is my bucket list to go to like to the moon.
Mm-hmm,
So that is why I mean, my pathway can bring me back here
mm-hmm.
in a couple of years. So yes.
Okay.
Oh, and also become a millionaire before my
Become a
10 years old.
millionaire.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kai wanna give me that money?
See, okay, it's better to have like good friends who can get you into places where you can
Of
make your own
course.
money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can transfer to the president. That would be like, yeah. So
See what I can do.
be a free.
We already met a former president. And with that, it sounds like we're going to VP Jackson Winters.
No.
What's your bucket list
Landon.
item? Does Landon say something?
Yeah, and the US type.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't type anything yet, so you can go.
Whoa. Come back to me.
Come back. Well, VP
Lando
Hashmi,
has his
okay.
hand up though.
Okay.
I'll be.
Oh, he has his hand up? I'm sorry, I didn't even see the hand. This is low brightness to preserve battery. So Lando, why don't you go? Senator
Okay.
Dirks.
Is my audio okay? Can you guys hear
I
me?
can hear you. You don't
Okay,
sound like
so
you're
it doesn't
underwater.
sound like I'm
Is your dream-
underwater.
Your dream
Okay,
to go above
perfect.
water?
Yeah, that is on my bucket list actually, to go like scuba diving.
Oh.
So would have been funny if the audio sounded like I was underwater. So it would have been like
Dream come
maybe I'm
true.
already doing it, you know?
Scuba diving, okay. I hear it's really good out the southern coast of Australia,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
so maybe that could be it.
Oh.
Okay,
Angel saying this.
Angel
Yeah.
Blood. One item on my bucket list is to retire my mom from her job working on it. It's a very sweet one, because that's like almost like not even just your bucket list, that's also her bucket list, so very sweet.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
who's ready? One of you two?
You go.
Mine's one is similar to Angel. I want to live with my family forever, so
Wow,
That is
And
great. That is great.
being together.
that's very
That is
sweet.
sweet.
Okay, do either of the Brunners, do you have dreams that you'd like to share? Stacy or Sierra? Are you there?
Well,
What,
yeah,
what's on your
Stacy.
bucket list? Huh?
My bucket list is going to be kind of crazy, maybe. My bucket list is to, if I don't drown, to swim with sharks and dolphins.
That's wild. Okay, we have a thrill seeker here.
The dolphin part is possible. I don't know about sharks though.
You can do it with sharks. They don't necessarily.
In a cage or
Pretty dangerous.
I have swam
Just
with
don't
either
have any
dolphins or sharks. We're
blood.
not sure.
No open
In New Zealand.
wounds.
Yeah, in New Zealand, there were unidentifiable fish that were swimming nearby. We believe they could be dolphins or they could be sharks. We don't know. It could also just be normal fish, but we don't know. But okay, that's Stacy. Does Sierra want to go now or should? Oh, what?
Well, literally once, one of the first times I went to Mall of America, we went to the Sea Life. And I don't know where I thought I saw it or whatever, but I asked one of the people there, I'm like, so where do you go to swim with the sharks? And they're like, you don't swim with the sharks. I was like, I thought you could. They're like, no, not unless you want to die.
Never.
Yeah, Nevaeh. Are you ready?
I think for my bucket list, I want to live comfortably in life and be financially secure and be able to settle down.
Smart one.
That's a very tangible dream. That's very achievable. I look forward to being invited to that part of your life where you can pay for my meals.
Needles.
Multiple. Yeah, when I come over, I'll be like, hello, friend coming over. Who's next?
I think that financial security.
Yeah, I think you're next high.
No, we have to keep everyone else in there. Sylvia, I know what I'm gonna say, that's why, but we need to make sure that they know. Sylvia, do you know?
Do I know what?
What's your bucket list item? Like, what is it something you've always wanted to do? Like,
Oh, I posted it in chat. I said go to Tokyo.
oh my, I missed
Oh, that's
it.
right, Tony.
Oh, duh, I said that. I literally, yeah.
The first one.
Oh, that was my first one. Okay, so Sierra, thank you. Sierra,
I think mine would be Miss Wisconsin USA.
Miss Wisconsin.
Since I am a
know
pageant
you're in the
girl.
pageant queen. Yes, you are. Okay, Miss Wisconsin USA. Going for it. Okay, don't die over there, otherwise your dream won't come true. Miss Wisconsin USA. We'd love to see it. I know I'll see it on Instagram when the day it comes true. So we'll do. Is that everyone? Did everyone share something? I think they did, right? Everyone's here. Yeah. My dream is literally just to get married and have a really nice wedding where I have some sort of musical performance. That's the dream. That's something I've always wanted to do. I don't know. I just think marriage is supposed to be like a fun time, and whoever I end up getting married to would be okay with me having like a Bruno Mars performance. Although we're not having him because he can't come because he's locked in Vegas for gambling, but that's what it is. Annette.
I was just gonna say I wanted to give a preview for next week so that you guys have a chance to think about this. Next week, the question is going to be share a piece of advice that someone gave you that you found useful. And I'd like to turn that into a document that we share with each other at Senate at the end of the after we're done.
Or we can share it with the new Senate and we can
Yes.
give them like little pieces of advice. That's actually really cute.
I like how the president leaves the next president a little note in the desk.
The
The White House.
White House.
Is that something I have to do? I guess I have to get you get your note ready. Who knows? Okay, well that's everything. Declan can be the DJ at my wedding. That'd be legit. Yeah, I guess Declan got an invite. I already have a person picked up to be the administrator, whatever they're called, the pastor or what are they called? Yeah, whoever gets you married.
The officiant.
Yeah,
They're called the
officiator.
officiant.
I have an officiant ready. I met them at my 8th grade birthday party. The lore drops. Okay, with that, I think we got enough team built bonding. Disclosures and recusals. If anyone has anything to disclose or recuse themselves from, now is the time to speak. Hearing none, we can move on. Reports from officers, advisors, standing committees, executive council and president report. You had really big things with WSG. This is our biggest week yet, the biggest thing we've ever done. Invite the governor to one of our meetings. Apparently it's been tried in the past, but you didn't know. Okay, I guess you didn't know. Well, the governor, Tony Evers, came to our meeting ahead of the budget discussion, and he talked about his priorities, and this is the year of the child, or the kid, or I forget what he called it, but he's putting big investments into public education. So yeah, I think it's really good that he came and visited us and, talked about what his priorities are and, just kind of encouraged us to go talk to legislators and convince them how important technical college education is. So really good on Tony for making the visit. So we do appreciate that. Other things that are going on, we have our 3-year plan ongoing, so that's gonna be really big. We have to get the stipend review update in. There's a few positions that we want to create, that regional manager as well as the sustainability coordinator. So we want to get those things into the bylaws, and then the SAB is increasing. We're going to be having increases to the stipends, so that's going to be in the 3-year plan as well. So just keep those things in mind. We have a lot of big discussions. It's probably the most productive year that we've had. So just keep in mind, not only all there is that we want to achieve, but all that is that we have achieved in the last semester as well. So just start thinking about that, because we're gonna have a big discussion about it later on. But that's everything here. Any questions for the direction, the way the Senate's going? Seeing none, we can move on. Thank you. Administration Finance Committee, VP Tom.
So we did have a club funding committee, but it's a different one because the payroll was sick, and she was sick. So we cannot process one of the payment requests. We are going to delay that to next Monday. And Sean, he's just got back from Fiji. So we on the funding committee, we actually went Senator Martin through all the procedure. We walk him through the budget request workflow, payment request workflow, and overall like the year budget for the ELT. For the finance committee, we discussed the 3-year plan topics. We discussed like 10 topics for the 3-year plan. And that's the end of my report.
What are those 10 topics? Do you remember? They have it written somewhere?
Yes.
How about we come back to you after Hassan's report? If you have that ready, then we can just share them out.
I can pull it out just.
Okay.
So first, we want a diversity officer, outside representative from identity-based club that reports directly to Senate. Secondly, we want a Senate recruiter, who will be involved in recruitment for Senate, attending campus events frequently, on the public relation team, business cards, anything like. Thirdly, we want some changement for our next jacket with hoods. Number 4, we want more study pods. We will still want to figure out their location. Thirdly, we want more access to housing, either it's the apartment around Madison or MATC possible MATC dormitory in the future. Number 6 is for international students. We want more a way to guide international students to how to get a credit score and the social security number, and plus moving support. Number 7, we want to expand our Wolfpack connection with more alumni and guest speakers. We want to combine this with number 10, Heritage Club, because they are both like a way to build like more connections for MATC. Number 8, we want a vice president of regional campus, to reach to the regional campuses, host regional meetings. Number 9, we want to promote a priority group engagement in campus, which for this case is student parents. Number 11 is PBI resolution. And currently we are thinking about taking 3 or 4 from these 10 goals and expand them in details into our 3-year plan, also our organizational goals.
Okay. We'll do another overview. I think those are good, and I think I can think about how to either get some of them done right now. Like I think we can get some of them done this year, actually, using some smart budget rules. So we'll talk about that on Monday.
Yes, by this you mean like by the spring or by fall, like
I mean, by the end of spring, yep, in our budget, we have some power there, so let's think about that. But we'll come back to it, okay?
Yes.
Just vastly think about that. But that's all the time there. We definitely went over, so sorry about that, but we'll make it up for it in the 25-minute section for the 3-year plan. Rules and Legislative Affairs Committee, VP Hoshby.
Yeah, I have two important updates. One is about the elections, which I'm gonna be talking about that with Senator Jackson Winters at the end of the agenda. My second update, which is the most important, is the tabling next week. So please sign up for that. I have
Pull that up,
sent
pull.
out, and also I'm gonna send a link in the chat. Yeah, just one second.
I'm gonna pull up the emails, what you're saying?
No, can you pull up the tabling?
The actual.
Yeah, so I have
Oh,
sent
yeah.
out a link in the chat, so please sign up for the tabling. We want diverse timings as much as possible. We prefer having single people, not paired people, rather than having paired people. But if you cannot work out if you have classes or something else going on, it's fine. You can sign up with someone else. Yeah, I have also emailed did I email the right email?
Yeah, you said-
Yeah, I've also emailed the names that people who haven't signed up. If I had made a mistake, please, I apologize about that. But I don't want to call names right now, but you guys really need to sign up. Technically, the due date is literally on Sundays, 11:59, but please do that by Friday so I can create like an Excel sheet adding all those people who have signed up. The tabling will be outside the student life. And then you don't have to be worried about if it's your first time tabling, there's going to be a document explaining all the questions that you might potentially get from people. And that's it for my tabling. Announcement. My other announcement is going to be about elections, but I'm going to hold it till the what is it called? Until the unfinished bit or the unfinished business.
Okay. Thank you very much. With the remainder of your time, you might not like to call out names, but I'm okay with that. So 'cause I'm the villain. So here's who hasn't gotten it yet. Annette, you need to sign up. Declan, or not Declan, sorry. Wait, is Declan on there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Declan is in the email, like the.
Yes, actually, I'm signing up right now. So
You can see here. Well, I don't know.
Declan, Andy, you're new, so you get
Yeah.
some leeway there. You didn't know. Sylvia, Sierra, Stacy, and I think Lando's now signed up. So thank you, Lando.
I did
Evan-
right
Evan's
before the meeting.
gone, so I'll. Sorry.
I signed up
What did
right
you say?
before the meeting.
Oh, perfect. Well, see, look, we're all getting on there. So for those of you that didn't, the link's right there. You just need to do 1 hour. So that's why
Yeah.
we're doing that.
Um,
Oops. Sylvia, you had your hand up? No?
I think Sylvia's probably signing up right now. I'm guessing. or-
Yeah, I thought I already signed up. I had a really hard time trying to sign up. It was weird with the username, password, and I don't know.
So no
That
password,
was
just
weird
your-
because I thought I pressed the time and selected my time slot like a week ago.
So the password is optional. The only thing I think you need to add is your name, and then I think they ask you for your email, but the password is like optional. So I don't know, Cole, do you know anything about that?
I mean, how I've always come to understand is that as you sign up, as long as you are selecting like I'm selecting right now, and show it to you. As long as you're going through and you're clicking, whatever times, and I'll change these, it automatically saves it for you. So there is nothing else with that. So if it wasn't letting you do that, we can look into that, but.
It's bad to use on phones, I'll say.
I would say yes. I would say not to use
Yeah.
it with your phone because it's so simple. I'm assuming it's probably geared strictly towards. computers.
Yeah, I did have trouble doing my phone, so if that's how you did it, Sylvia, I could see where you would have issue, because I don't think.
Yeah. if you have times, and let's say you didn't get them in here, if you can send them to me. I'll literally just put your name in, and then if you ever come back to this link, you'll see where, when you highlight over any of this, it'll tell you who's signed up and who's available by signing up and who wasn't available, i.e. who didn't select that.
Okay, 1 hour from now, we're gonna check again, and if you're not signed up by then, we're gonna call you out again, so just, now's your time. Now's your time, okay.
And sorry, one more thing. I know Annette, you're not able to, so I didn't include your name, so I just wanted to clarify that.
Oh, are you not able to?
Yeah, and then CRN, so yeah, are they're regional, so how that will work.
They can do, yeah, Cole, what's
There's a
the,
virtual option, right?
yeah, Cole, what's the regional option?
I mean, you can do it virtually
I-
or,
I was
Go
gonna
ahead.
say, let me look at my schedule, cause I came down for my internship today and I came down.
Oh, yeah.
You muted yourself. Not hearing any of this.
Can you guys hear me? I'm talking to myself,
yeah.
aren't I? Okay,
Yeah, we hear you now.
I was just trying to say that I think I can. I just need to look at the schedule, and figure out when I can make it work. I just have all these, these appointments that I gotta figure out too, and we only have one car right now. But I think I can make it.
That you don't need to do in person.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah,
Because of her.
because of your, yeah, we make accommodations.
So what I'll say is we can offer an online aspect, that's fine. Or if they want to go to the regional campus, so
Mhm.
we have had, a couple people from Reedsburg sign up to be the regional, apply to be the regional senator. Got a couple, at least one person from Portage, so we can offer that as well. And all I would say is for those of y'all that would do the regionals, let me know the day and time. I'll share that with Hassan and Kai, but then I'll make sure I coordinate with the campus manager so that they can make sure that you'll have a spot there to offer tabling. And it'd still be for that 1 hour, so.
And you have to take a
Okay.
picture so that we can put it on social media.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so every day, Nevaeh will be taking taking all the pictures and being like, here's what we did for blah, 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 so.
So let's say by the end of this meeting, please send me, I want this in an email, if you want a virtual option or if you want a table at the regional campus. And then I will loop in everybody from there to make sure that we get spaces reserved. We have spaces online reserved if needed. And yes, please take photos while you're there.
Okay. Thank you.
I'd also like to add, I would want to be added on that as well, or at least know who's gonna be on a Zoom option, because I would like to make a poster so I can upload those so people know that that's an option.
Perfect. Cool, okay. Moving on, we can go to team development.
No report.
No report?
Mhm.
And nothing new with the town hall or anything?
Keep working on that, so. Just sure.
Okay, are people signed up for it?
Yes.
Everyone?
No,
Who isn't signed up?
I did not check, but I'm
Well-
waiting for next week.
We'll come back to you, yeah? I want to come back at the end of that. Tell me who signed up for it. And then we'll tell people who's not signed up for that too.
It's not like, I mean, the way it's like, tell me who don't sign for, it's like.
Is there a sheet that got sent out or?
There
Yeah,
is.
I sent it out.
It's the same with the meet poll like Hassan used, but it's specific.
No, I know she did,
It
yeah.
was last week.
I didn't find it because I did not sign up for that.
Okay,
Okay.
well, can you get
No,
that
just, I
link?
sent the email. Just type my name. I mean, you only see your email, you just sorry.
Can you
That's
put
the
that
Goodman-
link into the chat? For the town hall?
Yeah.
That's the
Thank you.
Goodman South.
Yes. that
Okay,
one.
yeah, just to clarify, everybody, there's two tabling technically happened. It's next week and then the week after that, right?
Yes.
So the next week is election tabling, but VP Salifu will send another link for the Goodman South tabling.
It's not going to confuse because I book like all time even for the link, so don't worry.
Oh, okay.
So we're good on that? Okay. Perfect. Moving on. Why is this camera so blurry? Okay. Okay, moving on. Public relations.
Yeah, so, I guess our last meeting where, people should have the, elections poster due by this Friday. I sent out a Teams message of like the time the poster should have. And then, we're planning to present, planning to present posters, at our, sorry. We're planning to present the posters at the next Senate meeting, but in our public relations meeting, we're gonna vote on 2 posters to bring to the Senate. So just so we don't take up time with the posters. And, that's kind of really all I have. I am working on a poster sheet of like, office hours. So if you have like an office hour that you're here, please just like send it to Cole. Send it to me, because I know Cole needs that. So if you have an office hour that you regularly go to, yeah, just let us know so we can like put that on a sheet and make that available for people. So that's the end of my report, and anybody have anything to add, feel free to.
I think you've been doing a really good job with social media.
Yes.
What's the purpose of office hours? You said they're gonna be on the poster for Senate elections.
No, office hours is like when you sit in the student senate office. So I'm making a poster for that, so I can put it up on the door. So when people go to our door, they can see when people will be in there.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
I guess, my question, Cole, do we have everyday office hours? Or like,
As of right now, it's the office hours that we have collected are Sylvia. Sylvia is doing office hours over at the Goodman South campus. And then for each of y'all that are the executive team, that is what we have at the moment.
so, but it's not like nobody's sitting on Monday and then the other person?
No, right now, I think it's all really like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Okay.
Right. Lando?
So can we count the WSG seminar as office hours now, or no? Would it not fall under that umbrella?
So a long time ago, I sent out an office hours document. That is one of the things that's included for all of that. So that's all your office hours for this week, attending that conference.
All
Because
right.
it's a big thing. You did way more than 2 hours worth. You attended a whole day things.
It also falls the category that you are
That's
representing
second.
MATC.
Yeah, that's why, yeah, because we were representing Madison College. So anyone that attended, full days of that. So it's Angel, it's Quinn, it's Nevaeh, it's me, it's who else is here? Declan and Lando. I hope I'm not forgetting. Evan
Annette.
was there.
Annette.
Annette was there on Sunday. Yeah, you on Monday too, obviously. Yeah. Am I forgetting anyone else? Did I say Angel? I said Angel, right? Yeah.
I think you got one.
Got everyone? Cole was there too, obviously. So
Was he needed?
Cole doesn't need to do office hours. You guys get all supporting. Andy, you were there? Were you there? You were there?
No.
Oh, I was like, oh, I don't remember you. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. You made it sound like you.
I was asking.
I wasn't posted on this. Whoa, did I forget you this whole time? I was like, I swear, with all the pictures and you were there. Okay, no, I guess he wasn't there, so. Yeah. Yeah, I know, right? I was like, I don't know if I see a your picture of you there. Okay, yeah, so yes, that counts, Lando. Moving on, we can go to advisory report.
All right, so quick, the Student Success Award nominations have been open for a while.
Perfect.
So, they opened up back on February 11th. They will close Friday, March 14th at 1 p.m. You all should have gotten a bunch of email blasts about it. There are physical flyers out everywhere, and there's stuff on the TV. So feel free to nominate anybody and anything for any of the categories. There can be multiple nominations. I already tell you, I put down Senate Organization of the Year, so that's been submitted, but if you want to submit it yourself as well, go for it.
We should all do that, actually.
There you go.
Yeah.
We were contacted by, STEM Center, the STEM Open House, and the NSFS STEM Scholarship is now open. If you want more information about this, come talk to me or go to the STEM Center for more details. There's a lot of technical language used in it that I'm not going to try and say I understand. So, but we were contacted that the STEM Open House is a reservation only, and the NSFS STEM Scholarship is open. Please sign up for all the tabling events. We need representation. Next week, Wednesday, from 2:30 to 3:30 p.m., both virtually and right here in C2402, we'll be hosting the Senate informational session that went out today with the email for folks to sign up for Senate. Lot of applications getting turned in, so I know Hassan will cover that. I know I'm just.
I will cover.
Yep. So that's pretty legit to see. Some of these shared governance councils are reaching out to Senate through the Senate email to seek feedback on initiatives. I know Stacy is going to talk about that today. And then finally, I'm happy to announce that we did select our 2025-2026 WTCS Student Ambassador for Madison College, and it is none other than Jose Villarreal. So round of applause for Jose. Lot that said there, want to keep it short. Do y'all have any questions for me? All right, seeing none, I yield.
Okay, perfect. We can move on. So thank you everyone for all your reports. Move on to Student Activities Board. VP Tao, obviously a lot of it's going to be on the bylaws, but we just had a presentation on the bylaws. So
Bylaws actually is from the previous week. This week, I mean, yeah, it's an old bit of like our last like the thing we went is Usman's reports on the remember, if I remember correctly, we didn't discuss the transportation. I remember the 35 to 46 one. We didn't discuss that. We are going to discuss it this week. What we discussed is a possible budget like change for the for this year, like a student fee increment from 1%, 35 to 36. Our current revenue is 13. Last year is 10. And 11%. Our current revenue is 11%. If we can keep this trend, Wisdom predict that we are going to have 14% revenue increase for the next year. We are also discussing should we increase the money per credit. Currently it's 0.75. I think a lot of that should only be used on the clinical stuff. Then another thing is our current tuition is 12.3 per credit, and we are talking about if we are going to add an athletic trainer, this cost will probably be split also on the fee. And we will discuss the transportation fee increase in this week. That's the end of the report from SAB.
the other thing I'd like to mention from that is that we're doing projections on raising the transportation activities fee to no raise to $37 to $40 and to $45. So you're going to have projections for all 4 of those options just to see where it ends up, as well as the student activities fee. Me and Ellie just talked today, and we're thinking that while 2 cents would make us good for next year, we have to think about years moving on. So we settled anywhere between the range of, we're going to show what it looks like with 2 cents. We're going to show what it looks like with 1% raise. We're going to show what it looks like with a 2% raise. And then I don't know if we need 3% because I feel like that's too high, but 2% seems to be in line. So there's kind of like a binary reasoning right now between 1% and 2%. So that's the only thing to mention here. But we'll have a conversation about it before it comes up.
We probably will need to increase that to have a higher revenue.
Yes, even
if we don't raise that, we will have like 10% revenue.
Yeah, so that's one thing. There's also some other possible expenditures that we could have. So she would actually like to keep it around 15, so we have additional spending for that year for some one-time spending that we aren't able to anticipate at this moment. Something to think about, but 1% increase is actually not that much. It ends up being, it ends up being a 12 cents increase versus 2. So instead of 2 cents, we're proposing 12 cents. So actually not that much. Something to think about. Is your hand up or, okay, I wasn't sure. No, you can do that if you want. I just wasn't sure. Relax. Yeah, you can relax. Yeah, any questions about that? I know I'm just throwing a lot of numbers without giving you the context. I know Annette, you like to have more information. Is that something I should send out to everyone with the PowerPoint or? Sure, I can do that. We'll do that. Okay, moving on, we can go to Textbook Affordability Committee. Senator Sierra Brunner, what you got for me today?
She's coming. She just had to run to the restroom.
Okay, we'll come back. We'll come back to you. Student Parent Support Group, Senator Crowder.
I have no report, because we did not meet, our meeting got rescheduled.
When's the new meeting?
It's gonna be this coming week. Let me double check my schedule here. I was just looking. What's today's date again? Today's the 20th. Okay, sorry. I'm trying to look on my phone because it's harder to move around on the computer for this elderly person today. I will put it in the chat as soon as I find it. I'm sorry. Maybe it's not next week. I think it's the first week of March. But I'll put it in the chat in just a little bit.
Perfect, okay. Moving on, Inclusion
Shoulders.
Belong Coordinator, currently vacant, although we are looking for someone to actively take that role. And I don't know what it is, or people just don't think they have time, or they're not interested in what it does. Just curious to get some feedback from people with this report time. You probably don't know what it does.
Don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so what the Inclusion Belonging Coordinator is supposed to do is like work with clubs.
Okay.
Yeah, to just be present there, show up to clubs, see what the students are valuing, and just like report back to us and see like what those events are. It's supposed to work closely with IE. What's it called? It's supposed to work closely with IE, like clubs like STEM Center, identity-based clubs like Black Student Union and stuff like that, UCG, yep. So those kinds of events. If that's something you're interested in, it does come with this additional stipend of $250. So something to consider. I can send that to you if you're interested.
I'm interested.
And
I
you're
know a lot
interested.
of the people, so.
Okay, he's already in it. So yeah, let me send that your way, both your ways, and maybe we can have another one of those, like you get up here and say what you want. So could be interesting. Anyways, think about it. Is Sierra back? There she is. What you got for me? Textbook Affordability Committee.
We haven't had a meeting yet. We have our first meeting on Monday at, I think, 10:30, 10 o'clock.
Okay. Oh, it's not on Thursdays anymore. Okay, that's something to note. Okay, Mondays. Okay, perfect. Let us know because I know that they're trying to redo the fee. And it's either going to be an increase or what I want to do, and we have to look at it obviously, is have a stepwise increase. You pay more the more credits that you have, because when you have a 5-credit class, typically those textbooks are bigger and more expensive. So instead of increasing the fee for everyone, maybe just increasing the fee for like the 4 and 5-credit classes would be equitable and fair. Something to think about. It's just a proposal without looking at data though, so you need to know. Yeah, in any case, moving on, a Public Safety Advisory Committee, Senator Raptor, that's why you were looking at me so intently.
Yes, so I do have a question here. I put the Google Doc that I'd like to get some feedback on in the chat, but I'd also like to share my screen for streamlining this. I'm not sure. I know in SAB there was an issue with that. Is this just the normal? I'm going to try and do that here really quickly. Otherwise, I can just share it, Declan? Oh, that would be wonderful, Kai. Yes. Or was that Cole who said that?
Cole. People make
yes.
stuff a
Okay.
lot.
Thank you. Yeah. Let's put that up. Okay. So
I guess we look alike or something.
We had 2 things that we worked on today. And that was also what we spoke on at the last meeting, which was the first meeting. So we have that public safety invitation email. We worked out some of the wording on that. And then we've got the beginning of our survey questions for a transportation study that we'd like to put together. And this was informed by, firstly, the preferred parking initiative, or maybe if we decide to call it the efficiency parking initiative. And then at the SAB meeting, there were some other questions about utilization of public transportation, and we're looking to roll that into this study as well and make it a full, comprehensive statistical study. So we'd really love your feedback on these questions. Do you think it's productive for me to walk through all of them, just kind of like list them off right now verbally?
Should we have everyone just review the email? Would that matter to you?
Sorry,
Should we have them review the email as well, since we kind of just glazed over it, or does that not matter?
is there a different email?
No, so this have the one here, but we kind of just mentioned it in one, so I just wanted to ask.
Sure, I guess we can just read it. Declan, traditionally, it's good to just read things out loud. I know it's not a
Okay.
rule of it yet, which I want to change that, but yeah, we should just read it out loud. It's just a bit easier that way for everyone.
Yeah, okay. I just wanted to know because I saw that in the agenda you had allocated 2 minutes and I didn't want to be taking up
We
too
can go
much
a
time, but
little
if that's
over.
totally fine, I'd
Go
love
for
to
it.
go through this in detail. Okay, yeah. So the public safety invitation email to whom it may concern, Student Senate would like to invite a member of public safety to the General Assembly on February 27th. Here are the questions we will be asking. What does the timeline look like for the implementation of a crossing guard on Anderson Street? The Efficiency Parking Initiative is interested in running a reserved spot pilot program for students in order to gather data. Are there spots in the faculty lot not currently designated for faculty? We left this as a question because we want them to pretty much answer that for us. And then we can ask follow-ups based on that in the assembly. We're planning on putting together a transportation study, and we were wondering what information public safety has on file for that, specifically carpool pass numbers and total cars registered with public safety to use the parking lots. What do we think about that? Do we want to add anything, take anything away?
Go ahead and then I have some.
I was thinking of that last part, that last section, maybe it should be a bullet list. We were thinking about putting together a transportation study. We were wondering what information public safety. I don't think we should say we were wondering, we're working with them to obtain more information or something like that. And then, yep, that portion should be a bullet list. I think, making it easy for people to read is a good goal. You don't want people to tune out. So I'm glad that it's split up like that.
Yeah, that's really good feedback.
Well, yeah, because if you say something like that, it makes it sound like we're still in draft mode and we don't want to be in draft mode when we're sending it out to people.
Yeah, so this
You want to-
specifically, this one is going out to public safety then. So we'll just
Oh.
tweak that out. Yeah, so this email is going out to
I
public
didn't-
safety, really that outreach email that you were looking to have us send a
Yes.
while ago. So I'm sorry, this is really behind, but I want to make sure that that happens today, in fact. So after the GA, I'm going to polish it up and send it out. That way we can get someone to come next Thursday.
Perfect. Oh, next Thursday, we have Sylvia coming, Dr. Ramirez.
Oh, okay, so we don't want to do the 27th then, maybe afterwards?
No, but if she can come, is there someone after? I should.
Valentina Hito's last time visiting us is March 6th.
You think he'll be free the 13th? Declan?
The 13th of
Is
March?
it fine? Yeah, can we ask for that?
Sure, yeah. I just know that initially when Hassan and I were talking at the last GA, he was aiming for the 27th, but it is a little late now to make that happen.
27th of March or February?
February, so next Thursday.
Why don't we offer him both the 13th and the 27th? Cole, Ellie's coming on the 4th, right?
April 3rd, Dr. Beth Giles is scheduled for the 27th, but we wanted to make that shorter because that's the SAB time.
Oh, right, we can't come the 27th.
So I would say
13th.
my recommendation is offer the 13th first. If they want a secondary option, you could offer the 6th because Tina's updates are normally shorter. She just wants to tell us about shorter stuff. So that would be my advice.
Okay.
Sure, we'll go for the 13th. I'm not a fan of the 6th because that's going to be our presentation day. We're going to have to finalize that because we present to the SAB on Friday, so. But we'll see what happens. Just see if he bites on the 13th. What's up, Hassan?
Declan, I do have also a draft email set up for the public safety. I was just gonna forward to you, but one question or one agenda that I want to add is the question that I've sent you in the chat. What does the public safety do during emergencies and how students can be better improved? I know your approach is like more about the parking. My approach is a bit different here, and I want to add this to your, if you could add this agenda also to your email and before you send that to them. Yeah,
Lando, I see you have your hand up too.
Yeah, I also wanted to add a detail here that we discussed during that meeting earlier where we talked about all these questions. So Declan suggested that maybe instead of sending something out kind of right off the bat, maybe we could start with a smaller sample of like 20 students, send it to them. Then we could do like a feedback session where we invite those students to come in and tell us sort of what they thought about the survey, questions that they would have asked if they were the ones writing it, that sort of thing. That way we can have it more fleshed out for when it actually gets sent out to, the rest of the students.
To me, that sounds like a really good idea. I've never really done survey. I'm not really a sociologist or a statistician, those kinds of things. Not really my forte, but to me, that sounds good. Does anyone else have any expertise on this area? This is one area I'm not really too knowledgeable about, actually.
Yeah, we did a little discussion and we talked and we were thinking we were gonna have a controlled 20 to 30 amount to do the survey and give us feedback and, before we go big picture with it.
I like that generally, yeah. I couldn't really tell you why. I just feel like it's good to get some more information before we go big. That's the only thing I got for that. Anyone else? Any math?
Very
you're a
much
math
agree.
person, Elon.
Cool.
Do you have any? Does that sound good to you, Elon? Because I know that you're an analytical person.
Let's see.
No. Okay, Elon likes it, so good enough for me.
That's good, yeah.
Yeah, I see that. Sorry, that thing was up there. Crowder, and then go back to Raptor.
I think it's a great idea. I know that when they were doing some of the studies like last year, for I can't even remember what it was for the changeover. Or, okay, I'm not making sense. But anyways, my whole point is are we going to need to provide any type of incentive for those individuals to do it? That's what I wanted to bring up.
That hasn't been discussed yet. Senator Lando was bringing up that there could be a raffle to get the 20 participants to do the study survey, the one that we get feedback on before we do the big survey. But we're more trying to advertise it to where somebody wants to fill it out. They're interested in it because it's going to better serve their self-interest. So the wording on the survey itself is going to be something that grabs their attention and makes them want to fill the survey out. And I think Senator Rafter had a good idea on just a catchphrase on the survey itself.
Yes. So initially I was thinking it would be something like win a parking spot. Very, very simple like that. Or reserve your spot today. But my concern with that is that we have some self-selection bias with the people taking the survey. Those with cars are going to be more likely to respond to something like that. So that would be only one avenue of incentive we could take. We really do want to diversify into people who are using public transport as well, because we want to get a better representation of the population. And that's
So
my
we've
only
come
concern with that.
We've come pretty far along on it. I think we're not really at that point yet. I think what needs to get done is the email. So is the email set? Does anyone else have anything to contribute to the email? Otherwise, I think it's just ready for Declan to
yeah,
polish
Declan.
it. Yeah.
All right, Declan, my question is pretty broad to them. So if they have they're gonna have further questions about that, I'm happy to provide more content and on my question. But yeah.
Is that question the way it's written up there? Does that reflect what you want?
It's a broad question, but I guess they will have more. They will want more information about it, so we can. I can work with that if they would like to ask any information before they come.
Okay, so everyone's okay with this email as it stands? Okay, looks like we can move on. Declan, you'll have more opportunities like next week to talk more about the stuff, and you'll have time to individually work on it. So for now, I think we're gonna move on. Move on to reports from regional metro campuses. Reedsburg, Stacy Brenner, do you have anything?
Well, for the Reedsburg campus, the only thing that I've been getting is that some of like the nursing students, 'cause that's basically all that goes there, would like to see more stuff done at the regional campus there. They're talking like, because one time we did like a food truck there, and they really like that because when they are there for almost 8 hours a day, they don't like eating from the vending machine and they don't want to have to leave and come back. There's a food truck out there. They go and buy their food, go back to class or whatever. Other than that, I mean, that was pretty much it for the Reedsburg campus. And then I had my one-on-one with Cole today.
Nice.
Whoa.
Well, I'm assuming you're still here.
Dark.
What?
Dark.
Is that dark?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I meant for it to be a joke, but is that too much? Okay, well, sorry. I'm assuming it went well, so it's just a joke. Okay, well, moving on, Watertown.
Well, I think I still have a question.
Oh,
No.
Hassan, you had a question?
I just wanted to clarify that, Water or Breezeburg don't have a cafeteria or something like that.
No, it doesn't. It's just got like I guess the main lobby and like a little vending machine area. Yeah, Reedsburg
Sure.
is too small of a campus. They don't have like a lunchroom or a little restaurant or anything like that.
Thank you.
None of the regionals do.
None of the regionals,
That's right. None of the
even the down, the south, the
South does, the commercial avenue does.
the
not.
commercial.
Does not. Watertown vacant. And that's.
Annette, I think you're next.
Okay, I heard Watertown, so that's why I was like, okay. So I have no report. I am going to be reaching out to them, especially since we're doing the tabling, so I can try and figure out some options where there's a higher student volume. End of report.
Senator Derrick's, Fort Erickson.
Yep, so recent update, I did get in touch with Danielle Ralston, who is also my advisor at the Fort campus. And so she invited me to this Rotary Club meeting hosted at the Fort Rotary Club on March 10th from noon to 1 p.m. And so I will be in attendance there, hopefully being able to talk about some of the different opportunities that Student Senate has provided me. And obviously WSG is going to be a big part of that, including what we did there. I'm probably going to put it on a slideshow, but yeah, that's what I have for an update. So that's the end of my report.
Do you have something to say, Hassan?
Senator Dirks, I have a kind of a question for you. Last week, you were mentioning something about the welding. Maybe forgetting either you or someone else about the welding program, that they don't have a refrigerator. I was looking, I don't know if you had enough time to get an update from the refrigerator situation or something like that.
No, not yet. I'm gonna reach out tonight most likely and answer both the email about the Rotary Club and then also get an update on the fridge situation. But then I should have a formal, report by next week.
Appreciate it, Lando.
Yeah, thanks.
Next up is college assembly, and if President Burrito want to go on there.
So actually, I was getting back from DC from the college assembly meeting. So Cole, do you have anything from the college assembly meeting?
Same thing we announced last week.
Oh, right, it was just
the bylaw changes.
Yes, the bylaw changes. The other thing is that there's some, in the proposed bylaws changes, we're just talking about the way that the way information will be fed to the college assembly from the shared governance councils. So it's gonna be like each of the five councils, finance, IT, FPIC, academic and student affairs. there'll be oversight from the regional campuses as well as diversity. And then that goes to college assembly and then the college president they report to. So that's kind of the way it's set up. Does everyone have any questions about that? No, okay, we'll be talking about bylaws stuff, in at the next meeting on March, 12th. If there's no other questions, we move on to academic council, Stacy Brenner.
Well, I was not at the meeting this past week because I got the notification too late and I had a doctor appointment, so I wasn't able to go. But I did get some information where the academic council is seeking feedback on issues or and concerns for the academia side of schooling from the Senate for opportunity for the academic council to like correct things or make things better. And there will be like an email going out soon about that.
What are the things that they want to make better? Do you know, or can you find out for us? Because I think you're on the email. If you could just forward us the notes, that would actually be very helpful. Because I think you're probably on that email. I'm assuming, right?
I thought I would be. They didn't send that to me. They actually did send it to Cole, who like told me about it.
Oh, okay.
So just to clarify, they sent it to the student senate email. Academic council just said that they're wanting to seek up any initiatives or opportunities that we've identified as the type of student senate that they can take up this work in the future. So there was no directive. I'm just assuming it's any concerns we've heard from students that we can provide them that they can look at.
Yeah, I wish they sent it to like a person so that we would have known that.
So I can respond back to them and ask, like, can you give us some ideas of what are things you've worked on in the past or things that what's the timeline for things to work on? Because it's, a little, they reach out today legitimately to ask and they want it by next week, Friday, which I'm like, it's a very short turnaround.
Well, here we have 2 ideas already. We have his information about syllabuses.
Yep.
We have withdrawal deadlines to make sure that people know, like there should be like a FAQ that show people how to do it because it's out there, but people don't know how to get to it. So I think those are 2 very tangible things that we're looking at. They're already working on the tuition work group, so we don't need to mention anything about that. And I think Jose, you had an idea about what was it? A more flexible times for homework or something like that from your last chemistry class?
Just the week, like, if he issues the homework on a Thursday, it shouldn't be due Monday. So,
for people who work online, so maybe there should be more like a week deadline. Yeah. I think you should write something up like that to Cole. If you can get that to him by tomorrow, I think that should be pretty solid things to work on. Not that we don't have more things, but I think it's a good list to start with and we can always reach out later. Sorry?
Send that over to me.
Perfect. Are you? Yeah.
Lose my voice now.
Oh, okay. We can prevent him from talking. Drink some water, please. You can leave.
Oh, don't worry, man.
Okay. You're gonna start like Mickey Mouse at the end. Sorry. We can move on to facilities planning, investment council. Senator Crowder, you didn't have another meeting in the interim, right?
What?
You haven't had another meeting since, so there's no
Yes,
report.
we meet twice a month.
Oh, you meet twice a month.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yes.
I didn't realize that.
It's a long meeting too. So
Wow.
I'll try and make this quick. So okay, here I wrote notes to try and make sure I did justice. We went over the 10-year strategic plan originally from 2008, updated in 2018. It was very long. We need to, I've noticed on the our SharePoint, we don't have the FPIC link up there, and I think it would be worthwhile to get that up there just because I'm just going to touch on the items and I can't remember all of the details that relate to this, but I feel like there's going to be some items that people might be interested in. So facility, the next item we touched on was facilities plan assessments, including energy management and maintenance, 3-year facilities plan and priority of projects. They went through that and kind of highlighted some of the areas that were identified by a separate committee from FPIC. There's another committee. Capital planning process and future maintenance projects, some of what we heard from in a previous meeting when they were kind of going over how that works. There's a 10-year strategic plan that's going to be coming up. They believe it was kind of a guess. Tina wasn't at the meeting this time. She was out, but it sounds like they're anticipating that it's going to be potentially in 2030, but it'll start being worked on soon. I think more details about that will probably be at the next meeting. The 3-year plan periodically reviews priorities. Like, for example, it talks about like the current projects, the health science building that's being renovated right now, potentially, and I didn't get this clarified, but it sounds like the Reedsburg campus nursing program that they need a lot of updates over there. Vec Tech modernization, which we already knew about, is slated for 2026, were some of the highlights that I wrote down. Um, uh, One of the items that I noticed that was on the list, but was not something that was prioritized, was housing. But I thought it was interesting that it was on the list because we had a discussion, if you guys remember, with Dr. Daniels about getting student housing. And that became a really interesting conversation. They said some things about well, I said there's limited available affordable housing for students, that we know that we have a student homeless population here in Dane County, and that the housing in Dane County is not affordable to students. They mentioned that there are some restrictions due to land ownership. I mentioned that, you know, I think it was Dr. Daniels who gave me the idea actually, was to work with some type of developer, because I guess a developer can build something on leased land, which I thought was interesting, so that maybe we could get some student housing. Um, One of the other members on the committee, I felt like he was really interested in trying to figure out how to make something work with housing for students. And then we kind of talked, yeah, such as working with a developer to provide housing that the college could lease. There we go. I'm sorry. Let's see here. We also talked about energy and sustainability initiatives, solar panel installations at various locations to reduce energy costs. They mentioned that almost all of MATC's roofs, or I think pretty much all of them, have solar mounted systems on top, and there's hardly any space. There's like no additional space available. So I thought that was really good that they're really utilizing that. They're talking about doing a LAN solar project, and I don't have a lot to add to that. I was trying to take notes and follow some of this at the same time. Let's see. LED lighting, they were talking about updates that are needed on all of the wings at Truex campus. If you notice, a lot of our wings are older. Um, so they're talking about, we don't know, like, when we're going to be able to get to this or get to that. I don't know if that might be something that we may want to look into in the future, trying to figure out, like, try and help prioritize from a student standpoint, what wings might need to get, looked at sooner, like LED lighting. There was a lot of discussion about Commercial Ave, the fact that that building is just absolutely awful. The construction, or it's no longer construction, but the ones that the students use for, like, I think, I can't remember the programs out there because I'm on the spot right now. But when I was over there with Pang and we did the passing out things to the students, I went through that building to find people, and I mean, it's really drafty. Yes, it's open a lot of the time, but it's just really old and run down. I'll just consolidate it like that. Let's see here. They kind of touched on how much
Was this
funding
all
they
for, this for 2 months or is this for 1 month or is this just
This
one
is
meeting?
just the last meeting.
Jeez, that's a lot to go through.
Yeah, well,
That's crazy.
since I think they're trying to get all of us kind of understanding how FPIC has worked in the past. Sorry, there was a fruit fly. I hate them. And so they're going over the 10-year plan and just trying to, I guess, get us orientated. It was a very long meeting. And then we're going to be doing tours of the different sites. I think it's like every other month that we're going to be trying to do one. They did one at Truex today. I mean, not today, but at the meeting on Wednesday. Obviously, I was online for the meeting. I think they pretty much went to like the mechanics room and some other places that people don't normally see. And then, I asked about, I think someone else, a couple people asked about like grants, federal funding, grants we could spend any type of way. We talked about referendums, that the next time a referendum can occur is in 2030. And when a referendum occurs for Madison College, I thought this was really interesting because we're all spread out. All of those counties are part of the referendum.
That's wild. Okay.
And yeah, just a number of budget challenges and just I think we talked about it at a previous meeting about how there's this big number of money, a big large number that we start out with, but there's already money that's planned out to be spent from it. And then when it gets to, the I don't know, basically when it gets I can't remember exactly how they said it, but when it gets to where it needs to be, instead of it being, 100 million, it's down to, 20 million.
Okay. Well,
Okay, I'll
that was
stop
a
there.
lot.
Yeah,
If you have a
speaking-
question, make it short.
Yeah,
please.
speaking of tours, can you grab them to the vet tech area, especially to the barn and to the cat's room and the dog's room? That area is pretty old, and if they could see the walls over there, they're gonna realize they haven't renovated since 1980, I guess, or something. So for your next meeting, if you could grab them over there.
It's already we're not gonna tour 2X, but it's already prioritized for 2026
Okay,
for updating the vet tech area.
thank you.
By the time you
No
graduate, it'll be
I know.
That's almost. I just want to say, most of us, all the things that we're working on now, we
Yeah.
probably won't experience it. It'll be right after we graduate. That's just how it works. So.
Sure.
Okay, well, we're gonna talk more about finance because we're moving on to Nohaya, the Finance Council. Are you still awake there?
I'm surviving right now.
It's a lot. I know. I was starting to get overwhelmed with that report. I was like, dang, Annette, I'm surprised you went
I
through all
don't know
that.
how you come.
How do you think I felt? Oh my God. I
2
was
hours,
like, is this ever gonna stop?
And it's every 2 weeks too, so I hope
Yeah.
they're paying you well there.
They're very,
I
very
have no
well.
idea.
Yeah,
And
because all of that things.
And I was just gonna say, so I have notes myself from the meeting. Declan, are you looking for my notes or the actual meeting notes, which
can-
I could work
we
on
can-
getting?
Why don't you work on getting that later so we can continue with the meeting? Cause
Yeah.
it's been a long time. Let's move on to Finance Council. Do you have any report? No?
No,
Okay.
we don't have meeting yet.
Cause you're gonna have it. When are you gonna have your next meeting? When's your meeting for Finance Council?
They did not send nothing about it. Yet.
It's tomorrow at 1:30.
Really?
Yes.
They didn't send me.
Really? They
nothing.
didn't send you it?
No.
Oh, they sent me it.
You
Maybe
let
they
me know if they do, because I can give them your name and email.
Really?
Yep, they have your contact info.
They didn't send it to you?
We'll double check, we can call back, calm down.
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
I was just, okay, well, anyways.
No, I don't.
No?
Wait. Tomorrow is Friday, right?
Friday the 21st.
Student Senate Public Relationship meeting?
Spring Finance Council from 1 to 2:30.
No, I don't have it.
They sent it to your N Salifu at Madison College .edu. That's your.
And Salifu, yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't. Because
We'll work on that. But the only update from Finance Council I'll give you is that previously Madison College was $3.7 million in deficit. Now we're at $2.7 million in deficit. So we're trending back towards zero, which is good. We're not there yet, but that was Cody's big project. Through all the savings, he saved $1 million. Pretty good. Got something to add?
Is $0 achievable or have we ever been $0?
I don't know the answer to that historically, have we?
Yes, I'm sure they've had a balanced budget, but it is achievable. It depends on the methods they're doing. We'd have to ask Cody about those, but just to state, there's been some of the UW schools have had $10, $12 million, and within 2 years, they've been able to get back to a zero sum. So it is feasible. It just depends on the process that they take, but that's a good question to ask, if we want to throw out more later on.
Yep, and I think we'd start getting to big conversations about it being a very bad situation if we went over 20 million. So I know it sounds like that's actually like a lot, but in terms of an operating budget, it's actually not that much for our amount. 30 million is our 10% amount, because we have like a 360. I'm gonna guess 360, just because that sounds like more appropriate for everything we're doing, but yeah, we have a very big operating budget, so 10% is kind of the Sullivan level where it's like, uh-oh, we're not doing good. 2.7 million is not bad. I know obviously if you were $2.7 million in debt, you'd be very bad situation. But for a school, we're doing pretty good. They know where to find us, so. Okay, moving on. We'll work on that for you. I think I'll work on that. You saw it? You're set tomorrow, 1 o'clock?
Yeah, I already said yes to that.
Okay, there we go. Information technology to our co-chair, Angel Avila. If you want to just give him a round of applause, our new co-chair. So Angel, what you got for us? IT Council.
So we're gonna have a meeting tomorrow around 10:30 to 12.
It's okay. We can
So and I have shared
Yes, very
a
short.
link
Yes.
on which you can actually see the information that is being shared on the meeting. And I'm making it really accessible so everybody that is interested can actually go through it. And that should be mine. One more thing, we transitioning from Blackboard to Brightspace. Remember that's gonna be effective on summer. And if you don't feel comfortable about it, please let me know. There's resources on the library that we can get you. And there's online information as well that can help you navigate so you're not lost when this change is effective. Annual report.
Angel, quick question. Do you know when is the first day that students should be on Canvas?
Say the question again.
You know, what is the first date that Blackboard gonna go off and then students should be expecting to log in into Canvas?
I think it's
Tomorrow I will actually ask that question and I will send an email so everybody can have the same answer. Thank you for asking that question.
Yeah, I think I have some information. I think they're gonna make it available for like a year. It's like a detransition.
Okay, yeah.
So it's instructors have that year to start transitioning their stuff over from Blackboard to Canvas.
So
and
students
then
are,
they might have to do both. So yeah, I'm not in charge of that and I'll be gone, so. I don't really know what to say to that. I'm not in charge of it. So keep working on that, Angel. We really respect that they voted you and they had to vote him. And so they respected him to have a student. It's not very often a student gets to be in charge of these shared governance councils, so it's quite an honor. So respect to Senator Avila. Moving on, Student Affairs Council, Senator, thank you, Senator Sylvia Bissonette. What you got for us? What's in the student affairs realm?
I don't have a report at this time.
When's your next meeting?
I think it's coming up here. I would have to take a look at my emails. I've been really disorganized.
No worries. We'll get you set. I'm not really familiar with that council. Do you know Cole?
Yes, I'm on it.
Oh, you're on it.
I'm on Student Affairs Council, yeah.
Aren't you also on
I'm the staff rep now for College Assembly.
for College Assembly? Okay, so you're on both.
Yep.
Okay, that's what confused me.
No problem. So, Student Affairs Council's next meeting is tomorrow, 10 to 12 on Teams.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, and they're just identifying goals for what they want the work to do.
They don't have an issue yet?
They don't have issues yet. They got about 10 to 12 that they asked people for, but tomorrow we're like finalizing what it is that they want to begin to work on. But one of the things that they're going to do, so I'm just giving you all the heads up now, is they're going to reach out to Student Senate as well.
Wow.
Because they want to align some of the issues that they want to address with Student Senates, and Senate is the voice of the students. And that's not by me saying it. They just said, oh, you work with Senate? We would like to work with Senate. And I said, cool.
I think we should throw alumni and sustainability on there and international students. Those are the three I recommend.
So, yep, but I will, I'll have that for them tomorrow while I'm there.
Okay, cool. Okay, thank you. So we got that, Sylvia, tomorrow at 10 o'clock, was it?
Yes.
Perfect, okay. Now we can finally move on to unfinished business. This one's quick. Senate committee assignments. So Senator Quinn Mattson, where would you like to have your second assignment?
I'll do administration and finance.
Administration and Finance. I recommend that Quinn be appointed to the Senate Administration and Finance Committee. Executive Council, do you approve? We just need 3 people to approve.
Motion.
Approved? Approved, 2, 3, okay. No, Haya, do you want to unanimously, or do you want to say no, Quinn?
I'm no supposed
Are you allowed, do you want Quinn to join his committee?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you're not gonna fight over it?
No, he's already in the committee, right?
Not yet.
Oh, because you was there in the Monday meeting.
I sat in, I was not official yet.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Okay,
That's nice.
perfect. It is decreed. Okay, you are officially appointed. Thank you very much. We'll give him a little round of applause. Yeah. Andy, this is another appointment. Do you know which committees you'd like to be assigned to?
Well, it's the one that you listed off earlier. I was interested in.
Finance?
No,
Oh, damn, he's right here.
well, yes, but I still, I'm not that like aware. I just need something that's more like formal, I guess, so I can.
Inclusion and belonging sounds like one of them. What would your second one be? If you, so everyone has to join one of these 4, either team development, public relations, legislative affairs, or finance administration. Which one of these 4 people do you like the most? That's just kidding, just
We
kidding.
can say our meeting time as well.
Yeah, why don't we say their meeting times? Cole, can you pull that up,
Yeah.
the sheet that do you know what each of these people do?
Not fully. That's
Okay, why don't you just give a short introduction?
Public relations, we basically control the marketing of Student Senate and how we connect with our students on campus.
Legislative affairs, we basically go over the bylaws and the constitution, the student senate, and also the Wisconsin student government.
We deal with money, lots of money.
I figured. That's real. And you know Hyan?
I'm sorry right now.
You're good.
So let me just help her out. So like, you know how we did the team development like activity? That's the kind of things we do. We plan events like, there's gonna be an awards ceremony coming up soon. She's gonna be planning that. She works with the scholarship, or not scholarship, the Senate award. So like, we're gonna be voting on the Senate award. We do like, we did a winter retreat where we went to Chula Vista. Over the summer, we did like a high ropes course. Like she plans events to make us get together, build ourselves as a team, and to help new people feel welcome too. So people like you, we're trying to help make sure you know what's going on. So do any of those 4 sound good to you? Like which one sounds best to you? I think actually I prefer you don't join EP Salifus. I think technically you have room for one more person on there, but I'd rather you join one of the other senators.
Okay. Stuff of the descriptions, I was more interested in the finance and public relations.
Oh, fine. So you only need to join one because inclusion and belonging coordinator. Well, are you interested in inclusion and belonging coordinator?
I actually, when you were saying it, I was like, but I think Andy would make a really good inclusion and belonging coordinator.
Well, you just paved the way. That's how politics works. So I think it's very likely that you could probably take on that role. And then you said, what did you just say? Finance?
Yeah.
Are you free Mondays from 11:30 to 12:30
11:30 to 12:30.
on Monday? If you're not, you can pick a different one.
When is public relations?
So all the times are on there. Why don't you all say your times, each one of
Okay.
you?
I can do public relations.
You can do Friday, 12 o'clock to 12:30
Yeah.
PM. Okay. I'm gonna recommend that he be appointed to Public Relations Committee. Our new Senator, Portillo, what's your first?
Andy.
Moreno.
Oh,
Moreno. Okay, no, I got the line. No. I know you're Andy, but like, you have to say Senator, yeah, but Moreno Portillo. Okay, Senator Moreno Portillo. I'm gonna recommend that he join, Vice President Jackson Winters, Public Relations Committee. Are you all approving of that? Executive Council?
Motion.
1, 2, 3, and you're the one that's in charge. 4, perfect. You're now appointed. There's one of your committees. We only needed that. And I think we're set with that. Next week, we'll probably have you just like, come up here and tell us why you want to be inclusion belonging. You want to make sure you know what it is. Okay, thank you. Perfect, got that all set. Next week we'll be doing admin, so that'll be good. Moving on, elections, marketing strategy and tabling. What the two of you got for us?
Yeah, you wanna be, can I start first and then?
You can start.
Yeah, couple important dates. I'm not screaming here, but, March 9th is the due date for the application, so by 11:59, there's no extension for the applications there. It's a hard deadline that you need to submit your application. Okay, everybody here, they need to apply. And then.
Really?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm stuck here.
And then, what's it called? So don't expect that being the Senate, you're just gonna transition into the next period. I just want to clarify that, but a lot of people have misconception. So far yesterday, as of yesterday, we had 17 submissions. We have one person apply for the presidency, and then all VP positions are filled. And then,
I'm leaving too.
oh, no,
No,
I
he's
mean,
saying
like,
people
so the
apply.
applications
Mhm.
on, so people who applied, all the VPs positions are full, or are filled, and then we have 12 general senators, diversing from Watertown, Fort Erickson, and I think we need, or how's the,
Yeah, so we have 12 total senators,
right,
and then we have representation, multiple representation at all campuses except Watertown and Fort Atkinson. We don't have any.
we don't have any application yet from Watertown or Fort Erickson. You can still apply. It doesn't mean that 17 submissions is all we need. We need more senators, and we're gonna go through the elimination process. So people who have like GPA like 2.1, let's say, or 2.0, they're gonna be eliminated, unfortunately, because that's a requirement. And then people who are taking less than 6 credits, this semester, they're unfortunately gonna be eliminated, or people who are not in school yet and they wanna join the Senate next year, they will be eliminated. So you can still apply, I guess. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just.
Yeah, and there's an email that sent out this afternoon. Has all the information to apply. We also posted that on Wolfpack Connect. And then what's it called? Yeah, I'm just reading. Yeah, we have it on the e-news for Clarion too. So, and then we have for next week, if you want more information about the application and each position, we have next week on Wednesday. From 2:30 to 3:30, we have a informational session. So basically, Cole gonna be presenting on like PowerPoint or something, and that's gonna be also recorded if you cannot attend. But Cole will be in this room actually next week on Wednesday, 2:30. He's going to be giving details about each position and what you should be expecting. That's it for the election update. VP Jackson Winter, if you want.
Yeah, I'll stand up too.
You don't have
So I kind of already talked about it in the public relations business or whatever. But I guess the election postal requirements. Obviously, you should have the details about the election. The election date Monday is Monday, March 31st through April 4th. Ends at 12 p.m. And then eligibility 6 credits and minimum 2.5 GPA. And you should also have the space for the QR code. If you want to make a poster, you still can. You don't have to be on public relations to make a poster. It is due by Friday, but if you need an extension, or if you're not feeling well, just talk to me. But we should get that done by Friday because we kind of want to get things going. So yeah, that's kind of cool.
Okay, perfect. We can move on to the 3-year plan discussion. I think. Okay, what if we gave everyone an assignment? I want everyone to just, as we continue, type something in the chat something you think that we've achieved, that you want to say that we've achieved over the time of being in Senate. Part of what you have to do in the 3-year plan is you have to list your achievements, you have to list your challenges. For this one, at some point I want to talk about it, but because we're starting to run over time, can everyone just type in the chat something you think that you're proud of that we've done in Senate? It can be something that we're working on too, or even a particular resolution, but can we all just go around and say something that we're proud of? And try not to duplicate, but if you really can't think of anything, duplicate what you've said. Does anyone have anything? Otherwise, can I just go first to give you an idea?
Yeah.
I'm really happy that, well, two things. One of the things, one of the first reasons I joined Senate is because I don't know if you knew this, but like the chosen name identity piece, I actually, that was actually a big issue that I was championing and why I wanted to join the Student Senate along with sustainability initiatives. But the chosen name piece of getting the idea, the name that you want on the ID card, to me, I thought it was really important. And several other like trans and non-binary students reached out to me and, talked about how important it was to have that on there. But if you didn't know, I actually wasn't always Kai in my life. That's actually a name I got to choose for myself. But there was one day in student life where I had to send in my high school transcripts to them and I got dead named on like my entire email and the entire thing flipped because they're like, oh, well, your name is, you just thought your name was Kai. You must have been lying to us. Or they didn't say that, but like the entire system switched it over and said that I was the name that was on my like high school transcripts. So when I got that, I was understandably like upset. So I had to go all the way down to like the office and explain to them like that's not who I am. I legally have this changed for like 10 years now. Like, what is this? You can't just erase all that. And that's kind of what got me interested in Student Senate. That one particular issue, because like if I wasn't the only one, like people reached out to me and like I wrote an entire news article about that, which won an award at like a journalist convention. So that was like the origins of what got me joining it. And now, right before this school year started, it changed. So it was really important to me that the system recognized people the names that they choose for themselves. And, I had to go through a whole legal process, but that was like way back when. And, for me to have to go through it again, like a second time, that felt like no one should have to do that. So now no one has to. So that's good. So that was like a big thing for me. The other thing is the tuition work group. The fact that I get to sit on a tuition work group, and now that hopefully we won't have to pay full tuition if we are in a class and then we have to drop it in the first week. Hopefully we can get like a little longer grace period than just before the class starts. So there's two things that being in Student Senate, I've been able to achieve.
That deserves everything.
Thank you. Does someone else have anything like big? I know for you, you haven't really been here around, so I'll excuse you from that. But people who have been here, is there something big?
I can go.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanna go? Oh, you can go. Okay. I wanna say, the increase of what is it? When they pay you the money.
The stipend
Yeah,
stipend
the
increase.
of that, because, I mean, yeah.
We know you know the money.
Okay, yeah, I know money. But I know I'm not going to, okay, because I'm leaving this semester, so I know it's not going to be benefit for me. But I know the people that will come after me, that will be benefit for them, because for the work that they're doing, they have enough money to like compensate with what they're doing. So I think that is really great. And I will also say like, I realized that this semester we have more people in Senate, and thank you for the marketing team and people talking about Senate, and that is really great. Really like it. I feel like we avoid kind of like drama for the moment, so I like it. And I mean, I think it's like we're talking more, we're sharing more idea right now, and I really like it because it's like an exchange between us, not no fighting. Everybody sharing idea, and I think we're growing better than last semester. And I also feel like as a VP, we also learned more than last semester because we were like first VP, we were like kind of like confused and lost a little bit. And right now we're growing and we know more about our role and our job, and that is better. So I think that is why I really like proud of right now.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
The man.
I brought up my slide that I presented, but for my goal, I said my goal is to be able to promote student senators and all the amazing things we do. Show the time and effort that goes into student senate and the creativity our members have done. I believe student voice is the most important thing in keeping the school running and inclusive. And I felt like I've always kept to my word and, as you can see, like I'm always promoting on this social media, not just online, but anytime people ask, I'm always happy to like be there for Student Senate. Yeah, just it's really important to me that we have an organization like that uplifts the students. And it's not just an organization. I think that this place is where I found a place of home. So yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For no highlights too, I didn't clap, but.
I don't need it.
No.
We got one on.
Oh, Annette, sorry, yep. Isn't that right? Basically?
Yep.
Okay.
Of course it is. I was just
No,
gonna
no.
say, the whole reason I joined Student Senate, was because I got involved with the diversity committee. And that was one of the things to me that was really important with Student Senate. We are extremely diverse in all different avenues, and I just absolutely love that. And I think it's so important to get as much representation as possible across all areas.
Thank you.
For other vice presidents, you've been around a while. I think you're about to have one.
Yeah.
I'd be really proud of.
Well, today's my first day in the, no, just kidding.
What?
Yeah. I do have a accomplishment that I want to make here. I was just really happy with talking about international students this year.
Mhm.
So that was a progress. I think we should be creating a permanent position here as international student coordinator or something. So we can keep talking about them even next year's or the upcoming years. I do have something in plan, so I want to achieve that by the end of the year. Thank you.
That at the end of this year.
Thank you.
You got something, Elon?
We approved and reject a lot of bills. A lot of so I would say that's one of my biggest achievements in the Senate. It's not easy work to check the numbers, and most the annoying thing is check the membership. Mostly when Kodiak was there, it was done by him. If not, and then I would do it. Now it's supposed to be done by Cairo. If it's not delayed by Sean, then I'll have to do it. Second thing, I'm glad we have a PBI proposed by Lando, and we are going to organize a group of people to continue to work on this software or database. It's going to take at least a year and a half to have a shape of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Okay, thank you. Does anyone else? I know that, Sierra and, Stacy, the two of you, I think you've been senators longer than I have. The two of you have an accomplishment from this year that you think is really important, because you know what it was like to be part of Wilfred's time. I wasn't Senate then.
Oh, you weren't?
No, I was just a normal student. Anything big from back then to now?
I'm not sure. I mean, I know that Senate is running a lot better. We have a really good president this year.
And advisor.
And advisor. Like this year, with you being president, you're taking more you and the advisor are taking more interest in the senators than the previous president and advisors. There's not as much drama as there was in the past, and we're getting more done. It's not focused on one little thing like it had in the past.
And we actually feel like we're being listened to with everyone, the advisor and the president actually wants to hear what we all have to say, unlike the previous years.
Thank you so much for both of you.
There's stuff in the chat.
Oh, there's a comment from Quinn. Oh,
There's tons of stuff in the chat.
whoa, I have not been looking at that. I'm proud of WSG lobbying. Yep, the 1.75, yep. Thank you, Declan. For Quinn, I'd like to bring a friend. Oh. Sorry. Learning about the inner workings of SAB and helping me write the recommendation letter for next year's budget. Yep. Annette, oh, okay, that's what Annette, okay. Angel. Meeting minutes preview. Yes, Lando's done great work updating our Wolfpack Connect website. So we'll give him, I have a big hand for that. That was actually. I don't hear bones, but both him and Cole have been working to update that. So yeah, I know, right? That's not something I'm very interested in, actually. But yeah, I think I read everyone's or Angel's opportunity to be co-chair. Share, spread the voice to regional campuses, still more to come. That's an area that we've been a little slacking on, but we're working on it one piece at a time. Thank you everyone for sharing that. So we are at time. There's a few things I wanted to get through. I wonder if we're okay continuing a little past, like we have in the past, to get to 15 minutes on that discussion, 15 minutes on yours. Does that sound good?
15 minutes is a lot.
Well, 15 to 15 to 30, so yeah. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all good? No need to motion, we can just continue, we just don't motion to adjourn yet, so
Oh.
if that's okay. Okay, so we're just gonna continue on. So if you could pull up the letter that I had ready. So for WSG, I'm gonna try and spend like less than 5 minutes on this. Can you zoom in a little bit? So I'm just gonna read this letter aloud, but to give some context, at the meeting for WSG this weekend, the WTCS, the Wisconsin Technical College System, reached out to the entire Wisconsin Student Government Board, and we had a discussion about raising the tuition. Now, we are making some big asks to the legislature. We asked for $45 million in additional income to come to the WTCS, a portion of which would go to Madison College, based on our FTEs. Obviously, that's a big amount, but we're not really sure we're going to get all that. So what we had to do is WTCS every year has a discussion about whether to raise the tuition. The average increase in tuition was 1.8%. Last year was 2.25%. WTCS or WSG, through a spirited discussion, came to the conclusion that we are going to raise tuition and that we should be practical about it, but we shouldn't raise it so much that it's going to, increase the additional burden for students. A 1.75% increase is a $39 increase total to all your tuition. So it's just under $50. It's not that much, and we all thought that was an affordable amount. Even if it hits 2%, that's good, but we don't want them to keep getting the idea that 2.25% is the new normal. So we recommended 1.75%. I just wanted to read through this letter to everyone and then see if we could also sign ourselves onto it. Dear Mr. Trujillo, who is the policy advisor for WTCS, thank you for reaching out on behalf of Wisconsin Technical College System Tuition Work Group to hear the opinion and perspectives for student leaders of Wisconsin student government. Our students have been actively engaged in meaningful discussions about balancing the system need for adequate funding while also recognizing the rising costs of a technical college education. In a unanimous decision of all our member colleges, our WSG governing body recommends that WTCS increase both the occupational tuition rate and college transfer rate by no more than 1.75% for the 2025-2026 academic year. While students are concerned with maintaining affordability, we do recognize the financial challenges to the technical college schools have faced due to the slow rise of enrollment rates and, most recently, budget constraints from state aid requests. That's why we're doing the necessary work to help bridge the funding gap for schools by aligning our 2025 legislative priorities with the WTCS biennial budget requests. We hope to further increase the odds of requiring additional funding to sustain our technical colleges. Our practical approach results from our desire to obtain a quality education at an affordable price so we can pursue better job opportunities to support ourselves and our families. We must ensure that this dream remains possible by maintaining affordable tuition rate for our technical college students. Again, I'd like to emphasize that we're grateful WTCS values student voices, and we hope that the WTCS Tuition Work Group considers our recommendation to keep tuition costs affordable. Best regards, here I am because I'm the president of WSG as well. If this letter seems generally acceptable, I would like to have a motion to approve. Do we motion made to approve? Do we have a second? Second, I think I'll do a net since I missed you earlier, so my bad. But it seems like people generally agree. Discussion. Do we generally agree with this? Does this seem in line with something Madison College Student Senate would believe in? There's a hand up from Declan Rafter. Who was at that meeting? Declan, you can go.
So, first of all, I just want to know, is this discussion like a pass or fail thing, or a situation where we would be able to add revisions?
We wouldn't be able to add revisions because the letter's already sent on behalf of WTCS. This is, would we consider endorsing this letter so that I can tell the tuition work group that Madison College also endorses this?
Okay.
Is there something wrong with the letter?
No, there's just something I'd like to add. The reasoning on central tendency, but then, you know, at the end of the day, like, bygones be bygones in this case. I just think that would have strengthened the argument significantly. But
What did
you know, we'll
I
see.
wish I had time to send it out to you before I you know, sent it off to the WTCS office. Why don't you go ahead and write in the chat what would have been better so that we can make the recommendation for next year, so that the next time they have this discussion, they'll have that commentary. Because this letter is evolving. Last year's letter was very short. This year I wanted to add more rationale behind why we chose that. So it can always improve. Sound good, Declan?
Sounds good. Otherwise, I endorse it then. Yeah.
Okay, Jose.
You sent this out already?
And it was already sent out because yeah, it was from WSG. So
You just,
WSG has already approved this.
would you just read this to us?
I'm reading it to everyone so that we can approve it, and I think it looks stronger when, you know, individual schools do that, because we did it on behalf of Madison College's WSG, but I think sending this again and saying Madison College supports this, and that we voted on this, would go strongly for them and increase the odds at which we can actually get that 1.75 or reduce it below 2%, because I think 2% is probably, it's a good number. But 2.25, I don't know. I don't want them believing that that's the new, because once you start doing that, well then, 2.25, 2.5 is not so far from that. 3.0 is not so far from that. You know, why don't we just increase it 5%? It's a slippery slope. I don't want to get down that. More comment or no? Okay. Any more discussion? At this time, if it's okay, then could we do a vote of unanimous approval? If any one person is opposed to this, we can go to a normal vote. But I just would like to see if we unanimously approve this. If no one's opposed to that, the Madison College Student Senate can endorse this letter in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It does only require one person to say no. We can talk more. I just want to know. We're good? Okay. Motion carries. Madison College Student Senate approves the letter, and I'll tell the WTCS board about that. So hopefully we can get lower or not as high of an increase in our tuition rate. So thank you, everyone. Moving on, if you want to do any quick updates, Declan and Orlando, about the WSG conference, go for it now.
Oh, I do actually have something. Have you
Yeah.
guys seen Tony Evers' budget proposal? I just have like a quick overview, if so. So yeah, he basically wanted a 20% increase in spending, lots of educational spending, a new tax bracket for the ultra wealthy, and then he's tax cutting a lot on the middle class. And the Republican legislators in the Joint Finance Committee hated it, and they're in a big standoff now. So that's my update. And also, there was Senator Mark Klein standing right next to the speaker for the Republican legislators, looking very cross. So
We do like Mark Klein, but I know he's kind of at odds with things. So hopefully, you know, he'll be sensible, and like he always is. Accountants are. So we'll see what he says. But maybe, I don't know. I've quite enjoyed the company of him, surprisingly. So we'll see. Maybe I'll talk to him. Who knows? Okay. In any case, Lando, go for it.
Yeah, I just wanted to thank everyone who was able to attend the just the entire seminar, or just one of the days, or both days, or all three. It was great seeing everyone there and being able to also work alongside the 15 other Wisconsin technical colleges in Wisconsin to lobby on behalf of some common causes. We're advocating for more affordable childcare and more access to childcare because Wisconsin's like a childcare desert. Especially in the rural areas. We also advocated for increased mental health resources on campuses and increasing the availability of those services. We also discussed, what else did we discuss? Food insecurity and food pantries. And then also the, although it wasn't on, or actually it was, and then we also kind of went over broadband internet access too. And it's funny that I mentioned that my Wi-Fi just went out. That's why I got booted out. So I'm running on my hotspot right now. But yeah, essentially went through those issues and also got this nice little book that was some signatures and some cards in there. It's super blurry. I don't think it's gonna focus on that, but that was really cool. Yeah, I got to see Governor Evers, got a photo with him, talked to him a little bit, and yeah, we all got a big picture by the stairwell with him, which was really cool. It was a nice surprise to see him there, and I wanted to thank Kai for making dreams come true and just, setting everything up, sending a lot of emails to make that all happen, and also just thanking Cole and also the state officer team for making things run smoothly while we were there at the conference. So, yeah, it was great though. Definitely enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I think Kai's gone to the bathroom, but he told me if there's no any further discussions, we can move on. Okay, now we're gonna talk about the resolution, which was created by me and then approved by a couple senators. And I really appreciate them, especially Senator Villarreal and then VP Winter Jackson and then VP Noaya Salifu. And then this resolution is about implementing halal food dining options. Basically, I've been affected from this resolution since day one, being in Madison College. As Muslims, we do have a dietary restriction that we cannot eat any meat or chicken. It has to be permissible and slaughtered in a particular way. So like when I go to the dining or the kitchen in the cafeteria, when I go to the kitchen in the cafeteria, I have to either go vegan, vegetarian, or choose something that does not have meat or chicken in it, so I could eat it. Or for example, if there's events going on, I have to be vegetarian. I cannot grab meat or chicken due to the dietary restrictions. So in this resolution, Senator Villarreal is going to be my translator, I guess. So he's going to be helping me with some wording and communication. I will start with the formal motion. So here's the thing: we're not passing this today. It's just a discussion, and I'm open to feedbacks. And hopefully next week we kind of bring it to the table. So I'm going to start with the formal motion. Madison College Student Senate formally supports the introduction of halal certified meal options in all campus dining facilities to accommodate religion, dietary needs, and food choices for all students. Senator Jose, you wanna start with action or primary reasoning and then
Section 1, primary reasoning, whereas 1, Madison College serves a diverse student population, including many Muslim students who follow halal dietary restrictions. 2, halal meat and chicken come clearly labeled in the original packaging, showing they meet halal standards. To keep it truly halal, they should be handled and stored separately from non-halal meat to avoid any cross-contamination. 3, currently students who require halal meals are unable to eat any of the meat, chicken options available in the cafeteria, severely limiting their choices. 4, Because there are no halal options, some students have to bring their own food or go off campus, while others can easily buy meals at school. This creates an unequal dining experience. 5, offering halal meals ensures that all students, regardless of background, have access to a variety of nutritious foods options on campus. 6, halal means permissible in Islam and refers to food prepared according to Islamic dietary guidelines, with a focus on humane and ethical treatment of animals. 7, many colleges are actively expanding their food offering to accommodate religious, cultural, and dietary needs. And by implementing halal certified options, Madison College will position itself as a leader in the inclusivity and student-centered policies.
Thank you, Senator Villarreal. I will read the actions and commitments, and after that, we're gonna look for feedbacks here. This number 1, the Senate will vote on this resolution to formally request halal meat options as necessary addition to campus dining. 2, Madison College Dining should identify and start working with vendors and that provide certified halal products. 3, provide easily accessible information about halal meat availability on the college website and food ordering system. 4, conduct student surveys to measure demand, gather feedback, and determine necessary adjustment. If successful, work towards expanding halal offering to additional dining locations. Number 5, dining services will explore cost-effective, scalable options for providing halal meals. Number 6, ensuring that halal options are clearly labeled on menus in the kitchen. This is a repeat, but the 7th one is Madison College Dining should begin offering halal meat and chicken in the campus kitchen by working with certified halal vendors and ensuring meals are prepared properly. We did get a lot of feedback yesterday. I haven't had a time to put it by yesterday night. One thing that I would like to add here is that being more specific. And for example, Senator Villarreal have gave me an idea to just say like, if we can go by meat patties or chicken patties, just that. So yeah, being more specific will be great for this resolution, but I'm open for any feedback that you have.
And can you just share the idea specifically, what it was?
Yeah, so, I had this idea and it's more of, just piggyback on how they offer Beyond Burgers, which are for vegetarians that do not want any meat in their burger, but they want a burger nevertheless, and they are served in our kitchen. There is a spot for it if we can, have halal burgers. You know, it doesn't have to be a whole halal meal, but it can just be a halal burger. And we can even have it to where it's cost effective. It's ordered, upon request. If you go into the kitchen and there's no chicken sandwiches, you can order a chicken sandwich and they will make one for you. We feel that it can be easily accessible for halal ground beef.
What about the cost?
And the cost, we're looking up the cost. I mean, we're gonna offer, costs with different vendors. So whoever, as Advisor Cole said, we don't know the vendor that the school goes through, but, if
Once we
get the
identify
prices- Once we get the prices for all the vendors, we can compare prices. And we can, give them that option and, we can ask the questions that hopefully we already know the answers to. So therefore, we can leave a lot less room for,
So
dead ends.
so you're going to find some halal vendors
Nope.
and then ask for their prices and suggest them to the Madison College?
We're gonna find every vendor that offers halal and we're gonna, find out who, Madison College vendor goes through. That way we know the price.
Can I add a comment?
Mhm.
Technically, I'm not 100% sure, but the vendor that we're working with right now is Cisco. We could work with Cisco to ask them if they have an option for that.
Do we currently work with Cisco?
I'm
We do not
not
know.
100% sure.
I thought that Cisco was like the provider for our like food, but we cook everything else, so it's not a third.
Yeah, because I thought that they were I'm pretty sure that's why UW uses them. I just thought we didn't use them. That's why we didn't have it. But if we use them, I think that's a possibility. That's why I was surprised to hear that.
I'm working on getting prices from Cisco themselves.
Interesting. So I will say that whatever price you get won't be accurate, only because.
Prices change daily because of the market.
Yes. Oh, she already did that? Yeah. That's the other thing too. There's bundle packages with UW because their prices are actually much cheaper than anything we could get because we buy in bulk and they have priority pricing. Did you know that?
I did know that.
Yeah, so
There's
they get a
UW
lot more.
provisions who sell meat in bulk. There's Restaurant Depot that sells meat in bulk,
Mm.
and they're constantly competing with each other.
Yeah.
The market changes every day as far as beef prices, and halal prices are always more than the USDA beef, just because it has to have this certification that a priest comes and blesses these steers before they're slaughtered.
Mhm.
What about doing some, when you go to the cafeteria, they have like some wrap that they're putting on the cold transport, so you can just do like grab and go. So what about do like some grab and go but halal food?
Pre-made, I guess.
Yes, because I mean, for the students, I would take my kids. I have classes until 2:30 and I'm coming here at 2:30. Sometimes when you go to the cafeteria, they have some burgers left over, but probably you don't want some burgers. Maybe the sandwich, when they do like the wrap and sandwich is closed. So if you want something that is different than burgers or like cheese curd or fries, it will be easily, they have like this wrap option or like maybe like some chicken sandwich, but just on the cold grab and go. So you can just grab it and go like put it in the oven for like the microwave, sorry, for like 1 minute and then eat it. So what about these options? And then put on the label halal food and put the description of what is inside. So before grabbing, you know what you're really eating.
Where was she the whole time when we were talking yesterday? We needed you. I feel like that was like the most sensible thing. I'm not that none of us came up with it, but I feel like you just heard it and you're like, oh yeah, here's the clear answer.
Yeah, because
Yeah, so the only thing is that they have to, they have to buy halal turkey or halal like the meat to use for the sandwiches has to be halal meat, which they do sell. I just think that if we just go with burgers, because there's already an example of a vegetarian burger, we can have a spot right next to it for a halal burger.
Yeah, but we can also do like some rice.
Oh, yeah,
Because I know like for that thing, they have like some sushi sometimes they were selling. I don't know if they're still selling that.
I
So
figured,
why? Yeah, sushi with like probably turkey meat or something like this,
Yeah, I
but all in
figured-
the cold expo. So you just take it and put in the like set 1 minute in the microwave, and then you're done. You just have your lunch, and you don't have to worry about like
Yes.
probably missing the time to getting like some food in the cafeteria.
So rice is always halal and vegetables is always halal.
I know. I'm just talking about like, okay, I'll take an example. Probably in that kitchen, they have like some chicken. In that kitchen, they have some chicken. Okay?
Right.
And they have some,
funny.
and they have some ground beef. But the thing is, they don't care. I suppose like I'm the cooker and I wear my gloves and I do some pulled pork, right? And I did not remove that glove and I go do like some burgers or some like veggies burgers. And then you come and grab that veggies burgers. You're like, oh, that is halal. But if people have that gloves, they have like some pulled pork recently, not change the gloves. So you're eating veggies burger that probably contain like some pork and you didn't know.
Yeah, there has to be some education when it comes to serving halal.
Exactly. So that needs to be also in the protocol that they need to know. If you have to work with halal mates, you need to change your gloves and your equipment between. And it's why like if you say them like, I feel like the grab and go would be more easier because it'd be like someone's specific prepare that food. And you know like 100% that is like 100% halal.
I like that.
So
Very
Thank
good
you,
suggestion. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I had a similar thought about the preparation
Yeah.
because I was, when you said that you can apparently get things cooked to order, it's like, oh, it's all going on the same grill.
Oh, I
Yes,
didn't
sure.
think about that.
That's,
We
yeah,
might have to figure something out with it, which is doable, but that might be another hurdle to get.
Yeah, I think that's a very valid point. And I think that might be more realistic, having cold sandwiches with halal turkey or halal.
Right. Meat or.
Most of the cold cuts that I've seen was halal turkey. And I
Yeah,
haven't
sure.
seen anything else that was advertised as halal,
Mhm.
working in the industry.
No.
There was a lot of halal beef, but that's not cold cut and wasn't, you had to cook it still.
No.
And halal chicken, you had to cook it still. There was halal turkey sliced.
It'd be nice to know, like, it'd be nice to provide a hot sandwich and like a cold entree, like the wraps. But I guess it would, in making decisions of like, oh, should there be more cold sides that are halal that include meat, or should there be two it would be nice to know where the demand is.
Mhm.
Like, if if people who want to eat halal are not really, they're not gonna go for wraps. Maybe you will, but none of the others will.
True.
Then like maybe have a couple halal wraps, but like, but it'd be nice to know where the demand is so
Yeah.
that we can put most of our resources to providing to
I'll say
them.
two things. One is that Annette Crowder's next. The second thing is that we don't need to know what the specific item is right now. I think that's good to identify. But I think what we can do is give ourselves some flexibility in this resolution and write that we will work to identify what the most popular item that was both possible to add and also wanted to add, or something, some language like that.
Yeah.
But Annette, you've had your hand up.
I was just gonna mention or ask, because I don't know, I'm not versed in this area. I'm wondering if we utilize allergy precautions. I don't know if anyone's gone to like a Who Hot. It used to be in Madison, but they basically clean off the grill area, a small portion of it, and then section it off, and then they cook the allergy meal there. And I'm not trying to say that this is an allergy. Please excuse me for my lack of knowledge here. I just
Yeah, I
wanted to
think-
throw that out as a possibility for making sure
Right.
that there are hot meals, hot options available.
Yeah. Thank you for letting us know.
And I do think that even if you don't have a hot option or if you don't end up with a cold option, making the progress is a win, and you can always start with one and go more. Because once they have the one, it becomes so much easier to build onto the next. So if you don't get everything right away, that's okay. You should still ask for both. Because that way it's just better to ask for more at the start and then get less later. So there's your legislative tactic.
So let's take whatever win we can.
No, exactly. If you get both, then hey, you did a good job. Any other comments before we into our last part? I know Cole wants to go home, so.
Okay, motion to adjourn.
Well, not yet. There's one last thing on this agenda. Non-business housekeeping, no non-business housekeeping announcements. Our next meeting will be on Thursday, February 27th in room C2402 at 4:30 PM. I'm now accepting a motion to adjourn.
Wait a minute, no, wait a minute. We had the taping, right? I thought doing the taping we don't have meeting.
Sorry?
Why we have?
We just made that accommodation last time.
Yeah, not like the town hall anymore.
We
Unfortunately.
made that.
How about this? We can identify a week in April where we won't.
Why you wanna do April?
Because there's so many things going on right now. We cannot really afford to take a break on that. But I'll take a second from who? Yilong, I guess. I haven't said your name in a while. And a second from Yilong. Vote of unanimous approval. All those in favor of adjourning, say aye or yes or whatever. Okay, yeah. No. Staying. Great.
No.
Meeting adjourned. No. Meeting adjourned at 6:58 PM. Okay, it can be reflected that Vice President Salifu did not want